Hello everyone and welcome back to Just Jai. I'm Jai. Today I will be showing you all a new deck of cards that I got and doing a little reading for the week. I know it's Tuesday. By the time it's like going on 8:30 at night on Tuesday. So I guess I'll do this from Wednesday to Wednesday, or just kind of a feel of how the rest of this week will go. I don't know if I'm going to do one of these every week or how I'm gonna work that out yet. But like I said, I got a new deck, so I figured why not do another read using the new deck and maybe some other cards that I didn't get to last time. Let's see. First, I want to start with ritualizing a little bit. Right now, the herbs that I have in here are primarily sage. I've got some fertility herbs in here, which is like a mixture of chastiberry and some other herbs. I think I want to add a little bit more sage into this though. And I use white sage. I am currently growing some green sage, but it is not ready to be utilized yet. And normally I break this down a little more, but I'm just gonna just put it in there for right now. So I'm getting messages. Guess I should turn up my flame, right? Get the sage burning. Ooh. I think I'm gonna go ahead with an incense as well. And these are rose. So I'll do a rose incense. Ooh, it looks so pretty in the camera. Just to have a little scent going. And rose is good for, oh darn, the end of it is too big. Rose is good for love, romance, depending on how you want to use it. If you're just looking for a colored, oh no, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that in there. If you're just looking for like a colored incense to go with whatever you're doing, red, well, this is more of a red violet, but red is the color of root chakra. Well, I guess I'll have it a little backwards for right now. So it'll still burn, but it won't be in the air because the end of it's not gonna fit in the hole of my incense burner, and I don't want to waste any more time, and I don't want to cut and start this over. The cards that I got are called the secret language. Again, the cards that I got are called the secret language of color cards. There are 45 cards and a guidebook. And I noticed that when I upload these, I think it's backwards, so I don't know how to flip the video right now. But the box is a pretty rainbow, and it opens like that. And then inside is a paper guidebook. It's not too big. And then all of the cards. This is what the back looks like for all the cards. And then it has a pretty picture that goes with the color. It says the name of the color and then a description. This first one just says improve your vision, and the color is indigo. I did a couple dry runs with these before I cleansed them just to kind of see if I even connected with the deck. That so far it's been a good way for me to kind of gauge how familiar I'll have to get with the deck before it starts to click with me. I couldn't think of the word. Oh, I've got some fire going. Don't want to set my cards on actual fire. But I will cleanse these. This is the first time they have been around sage. And the intentions that I'm putting on these is just to cleanse them of any negativity or any energies that are not suitable for me. A lot of these cards and decks there are energies and things that are put into them that are meant to help the user with them as they, use them and all of that. Sorry, trying not to burn my house down with the incense as it continues to burn. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and put the incense out for right now because I don't want to burn up anything and get distracted, and I'll cut that down later and so I can burn it, but it's fine for right now. I don't want to take off any energies that were actually meant for me or to help me as I utilize this deck. I just want to remove any negativity, any, you don't know who touches these. You don't know, they may have all the greatest intentions and then the wrong person packages your stuff and now you got their energy on it. Or they were having a bad day when they moved your box and now their energy's on it. So I just want to remove any negative energy and any energies that were not intended for me as I was drawn to this deck. I don't know about you guys, but I love the smell of sage. It's like an incense to me. It smells so good. And once again, like last time, I don't really utilize the guidebook often. I've literally only looked at the guidebook once. It's pretty short. I may go over what the guidebook says. I may not. We'll just kind of see how this goes. Because we're already going on to 8 minutes and I haven't even started. Okay, so I just asked God and my ancestors and my angel guides and my spiritual guides to just give me some cards for any of those who may be watching, myself included. I will take any messages or words of wisdom to be given, just any guidance for this week as we go about our lives and work and in play and family within friends, anything that we need to be mindful of or work on. I just ask that you present the proper cards that will allow me to give the message for those who are watching. Now with these, I have really small hands and they take up my whole hand, so it's really difficult for me to shuffle like I normally do. Ooh, and these cards are kind of thin and I don't want to bend them, so I think what I'm going to do is just shuffle them really good and then draw a couple cards, and we'll do it that way. And you can always draw cards however you want to draw cards, however works for you and fits you best. I've gotten a couple of these to kind of jump out at me in my dry runs, but it was really difficult, and see, there we go, and I almost lost some cards. So it's 2 cards. I got auburn and brown, and I would say that brown to me, well, the candle when you're working with brown has to do with friendship, but this brown, as I'm looking at it with the auburn, it kind of looks like it's in the red family to me. And of course, brown is the color of dirt and grounding. And what did I say? I chose rose just because, you know, I thought it would be a good one. Unfortunately, it's not burning right now, but it just fits into, like I said, that root chakra and that grounding yourself. And of course, the Auburn card says ground yourself. And it is like a depiction of a fall. Seen within a forest. And then also the brown, which is the actual ground, says establish boundaries. I don't know. I don't know why grounding seems to be the theme. Let's see, what's the bottom card, since I won't be shuffling anymore. The bottom card is Amber, which is awaken your creativity. And that amber is right there in between that, to me, the red-orange family, which is going to be your root and your sacral chakras. So it looks like for those of us, well, no, I don't know. I guess, I mean, we could always use grounding. But for those of you watching, it looks like grounding being, and like I said, it says establish your boundaries and ground yourself. To me, like I'm seeing that almost literally, like literally putting your foot down, like establishing what it is that you want, figuring out what your blueprint looks like, what your outline looks like, and presenting that to the people in your life and sticking to it. Standing your ground, standing up for yourself, making sure that you're not swayed one way or the other with whatever else may be going on with someone else or other people's opinions, but really being rooted into what it is that you want and what you're feeling. Let me pull another one. Chocolate. Another brown card. And the color of this card is actually like right in between this auburn and this brown. And this card says nourish your body and soul. And I love that it says nourish your body and soul, and it's chocolate and not like a vegetable or something. And what I'm getting from this is that make sure that you were taking care of yourself and that you were putting your happiness first. Of course, there are situations to where you being happy doesn't necessarily, you know, help everything else, and you have to compromise. That's life. But with this particular reading, what I'm getting is kind of looking out for yourself and what's best for you within your situations right now. Making sure that you're walking your own path versus trying to please everyone else. You are focused on what you need, and that you're taking care of yourself, because in all honesty, you can't take care of anyone else if you're not taking care of yourself. I'm gonna give this another shuffle. These also have numbers on them, and I just don't know if they weren't shuffled really well or what, but I got 11, 12, and 13. So I mean, it's great that those cards were together, and I believe that's how they were meant. But I'm going to give them another shuffle just to see if I get anything else that pops out at me, or any other messages other than basically staying rooted in what it is that you want and the goals that you're trying to meet, and that you're just making sure that you stay on your path and don't get deterred by, you know, someone else. Do what, you know, feels good to you, not what makes necessarily everyone else happy. You can't please everyone. And if you try, you will fail. It is impossible. So if you already know that you're going to fail trying to please everyone, you might as well look out for yourself. I'm going to pull one more. You just saw me do all that shuffling. Another red card, and this one is Cherry, and it says live an extraordinary life. And I think that just kind of goes with what I was already saying. You know, you can't please everyone else, so live the life you want. You know what I mean? Like, don't try and follow the rules of society or your family or your friends, because at the end of the day, you are all that really matters. Like, I mean, I'm not saying be selfish to the point to where you don't care about other people, but how you live your life, like, you only get one life. So say, for example, you live in a highly religious family that doesn't believe in LGBTQ, and they believe it's wrong, and you're gay. It's your family, you love them. I have a saying that relatives and family are not the same thing. Relatives are those people that you're related to, your mom, your dad, people that you share blood with, but that does not automatically make them family. Family are the people who love you and support you for who you are, who a lot of times family ends up being the people you choose. That's why people get married and they move out of the house and they go on and start their own families and they go from there. I'm one of those people who's really blessed to have a pretty decently close-knit family. We were closer before my grandparents passed, but we are still pretty close. We still get together at least once or twice a year, even if we just use holiday as an excuse to get family together. But at the same time, there are things that are in my life, like a lot of my family would look at this video and freak out, and it just kind of goes, not against, but it's been conditioned to a lot of people in my family just from the religious background that we have, that, you know, dealing with cards and sage and magic is all, you know, it's of the devil. No, it's not. But that's okay. We're not going there. But I say that to say this. Live your life, because you can't live anyone else's and they can't live yours. And no matter what you do, like I said, to try and please somebody else, it's not gonna happen. You're never gonna get it right. You're never gonna get it perfect. You can do exactly what your mom tells you to do for the rest of your life, and she still could not be happy. Oh, well, I feel like you should have done it quite like this, or da 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 da, or if I were you, I would. Don't even worry about none of that. Live your life the way you see fit, that makes you happy, and that uplifts your soul and raises your vibration and keeps a smile on your face. Do what you love. If you are a woman and you love other women, go out there and find your wife. Start a family. If your family doesn't like it, or your relatives don't like it, screw them, because I guarantee you that you not being with the person you love is not going to make them happy. And even if it does, it's not going to make them anywhere near as happy as it would have had you decided to be with the person you're in love with. I think because we're doing colors, I'm going to dip back into the crystal reading cards. Yeah, we got a couple more minutes. I'm going to try and keep these at like 20 minutes or under. And I'm not going to do the book with these. I have no idea what the book says. But again, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and really quickly cleanse these cards as well of any old intentions, just so I'm working with a clean slate for this reading. Again, I ask that my ancestors and my spirit guides and God presents me with any messages for those who may be watching, any further things that need to be said or worked on or kept in mind. Just ask that you come through. Ooh, literally flew out, that you come through for those who may be watching. Some of y'all going through some stuff. I had cards flip, cards fly. Was it just the one? I'm asking y'all like y'all can see. I think it was just the one. And this one is Brazilianite, which is flexibility. Goes into that again, like I was saying. Sometimes you have to compromise, but at the same time, make sure that whatever you are doing, it doesn't bend you too far away from what makes you happy. Just roll with the punches. You know, your family might not, or your relatives might not, necessarily be on board with how you want to live your life. The people you're in a relationship with might not necessarily be, on board with how you want to live your life. And you just got to be flexible with whatever comes and roll with the punches. The next card is Orpiment, and it says success. And again, it's in that, this is more of a, I guess, dark orange, but we're still in that root chakra. And it's funny that this is the only card that's not in that brown, red, orange, in those first two chakras, and it's green, which is the heart chakra. So like I was saying, as far as being flexible, is definitely going to, it's going to get you here, because it's going to be people who you feel are really close to you that might not necessarily be on board with how you want to live your life. And you just have to understand that they don't have to agree with you. It's okay. It's okay to, to disagree, but you will be successful if you just make sure that you stay on the path that you feel is right for you, and live your life. And also in this brown card, it has these nice green leaves on there, and I was just talking about green sage that I was growing. That is not green sage, but the leaves do look similar. And I just think that's just another thing to keep in mind. A lot of times when you have to ground yourself and keep yourself rooted, it's not necessarily just grounding your energy or your chakra, it's also grounding your heart. And sometimes you've got to be more logical than emotional. Sometimes you've got to use your head over your heart, and because your heart's gonna feel it more than anything, and you want to just make sure that you stay flexible in that. And the last card I have is Boji Stones, and it's brown, go figure. And it says balance, which is exactly what I was just talking about, having that balance between your brain and your heart, and being able to be flexible with your emotions, because you understand mentally and logically that you got to do what you got to do to stay on the path that you feel is right for you, regardless of anyone on the outside. And then, of course, the bottom card we have here, again, in that green. I don't know if you guys can see how well that green is. But yeah, the straight green. This is pyromorphite, and it says patience. And that's the bottom card for this deck. And that, to me, just like I said, working on that flexibility and just knowing that it's going to take some time for, maybe the hurt of the situation, or for your heart to, heal. But regardless of how much it may hurt, to stick with the boundaries that you establish, and follow the path that you feel that you should be on. At the end of the day, if you do what is best for you, you will be best able to do what it is that you are meant to do in this life. And it's going to take your heart a little longer than it's going to take your brain to get on board. But you got to do what you got to do. Growth hurts. Think about when you were younger, like actual growth. You having growth spurts, your arms would ache, your legs would ache, like when your wisdom teeth are coming in, baby's teeth. Like, growth can be painful, but it's worth it. And at the end of the day, like I said, you will be successful. You just got to find that balance. Keep your emotions, in flux, not in flux as in fluid and constantly changing, but keep the hold of your emotions on you, a little flexible, so that you've got some wiggle room to do the things that might not necessarily feel the greatest, but are definitely best for you. And just understand that it's going to take some time. You're going to need some patience, but you got this. So I hope all of you enjoyed that. I kind of just wanted to, do some messages for this week, but maybe, this sounds like something that would be great overall for everyone, myself included, just, to make sure that you don't get too far off your path because you're too busy trying to please or take care of somebody else. Stay grounded and rooted in what it is that you feel that you need to do, and I think you got it. You got it. And you will, like it said, live an extraordinary life. All right, y'all. It's been fun. Have a good one, and I will see y'all later. Bye-bye.